Okay. I guess let's start off. How did Glee come about? I mean, this is like nothing, absolutely nothing television has seen before. Where did it come from?
Well, I had just signed a deal at Fox, and I had created for FX a show called Nip Tuck. And so that was nearing its completion, and they called me in, and it was the "What do you want to do next?" talk. And I think they thought I wanted to do something incredibly dark and sordid, and I said, I want to do a family musical. And they said, no, really, what do you want to do? And I just wanted to. It's something I grew up as a kid loving. My first movie that I saw when I was 4 years old was Funny Girl, which is why Don't Rain on My Parade is in the show. And anyway, so I just sort of said it, and they were like, we've been trying forever, and we can't figure it out, and good luck with that, and really, what do you want to do? And then Ian Brennan had written a feature script that was brought to myself and Brad Falchuk, my writing partner, and it was a very, very dark, independent sort of movie, but I loved the title, which to me sort of was about optimistic malice. So we met with Ian, and we said, this could be a great TV show, would you like to do it? And he said yes, and then I went in and I pitched it, and they still didn't get it, I think. But when I sort of said, the reason I think that musicals haven't worked on television is because audiences, I don't think, watching television by people just breaking out into song. If we could do for a 1-hour comedy what American Idol does, sort of, and use those songs to inform the story, I think it could work. And they still said, okay, we'll try it. So we wrote the script, and they picked it up, and we shot the pilot, and they picked it up, and here we are. But that's where it really was sort of born out of my childhood, the things that I loved and what I wanted to do.
And why no original songs? Why all covers?
I don't know. It was just that it was what was interesting to me about it. I mean, I love pop music so much. I love all kinds of music, and that was always the rule. That was always going to be the device that told the story. And I wanted to sort of do a show where, you know, it was for everybody. And in an episode, you could do a Broadway song and an R&B song. And I think physically, doing this show, you know, we barely make it through. The production schedule's so difficult. So I don't think you could do a musical that's all original music unless you had a year off and then shot it, which you can't do. But we are going to do an episode in the second season that does have original music. We are going to do that. We are.
Yeah, tell me about the cast. Tell me about some of the auditions I've heard about. I know Cory didn't submit music, didn't submit himself singing, right, Cory?
Instead of singing, I taped myself playing the drums on Tupperware and to show my musicality, because I didn't consider myself like a singer, you know. So I was like, I'm going to show where I come from. Yeah.
And that's what got him the part, actually. It did. I mean, it was an original submission, and it was different, and that was always, I think, the idea of the casting. Because when we went out, there were a lot of big stars who wanted to do it, and I said, you know what, and we all felt that we wanted to do something to discover people. And we really went all over the country for like 4 months. We spent a lot of time in New York, Brad and Dante and Ian and I. And we found a large number of the cast in New York. Everybody who auditioned had to sing, dance, and act for the most part, which was quite fun. And they were just all so moving. And like, as soon as they walked through the door, as soon as Matt Morrison walked through the door in New York, I'm like, okay, well, that's the guy. He played a ukulele. And what did you do? You did, what was your audition?
Me?
Yeah.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah, on ukulele. And then, you know, it was written for Jane Lynch.
I didn't have to audition.
She didn't have to.
Matthew.
I actually know people who auditioned for your part because they were trying to scare you into getting the part, into actually doing it.
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh,
so it
I have
didn't
some
work.
friends that are like, they're like,
I knew of a couple people.
We were afraid you would say no, Jane. We had to have a backup.
yeah, yeah.
Matthew, what's harder to do? Broadway every day, every night, or a show like this every week learning something completely new?
You really cannot compare them. I mean, they're two different beasts. The Broadway is hard just because you're doing it live 8 times a week, so you really have to be on your game. But this is, I mean, we work like 14 to 16-hour days.
Not me.
No, so yeah, it's two different animals. I can't say one is harder than the other, but definitely the hours on this is ridiculous, especially this kind of show. It's insane.